there, guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. Happy Friday. Thanks, replay viewers, for watching as well. And thank you, YouTube viewers, for checking in today. YouTube viewers, if you want to participate in the live chat, you can join me on Periscope. Download the Periscope app to your phone, then search for Penguin and Fish. I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. We're continuing block 40 of the Splendid Sampler quilt along. I'm going to flip you guys around. Hi! Happy Friday, all. Thanks for dropping in tonight. So, we are continuing on block 40 of the Splendid Sampler quilt along. These cute little throwing stars. They call them friendship stars, I think. Friendship stars. I'm calling them throwing stars because that's what they look like. But we did all the half square triangle sewing yesterday, so now we are going to press those open, trim them down, and then we're just assembling. We might get pretty far tonight. Definitely ninja stars. They're Ninja Turtle stars. That's what I'm calling them. There you go, Cora. All right. If you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I know, Ninja Turtles. And I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer as well. And I'm going to flip you around and we will get going tonight. Let me know what you're up to this Friday. All right, I'm going to turn you around. All right, here we are tonight. Okay, so we left off on, we sewed all our little half square triangles. Oh, thanks for all the hearts tonight. It's like Andy's mints over there. It looks yummy. All right, so we sewed all these yesterday. So we're going to press them open, and they all need to be trimmed down to 1.5 inches, which is the size of this. So that's quite a bit that we're trimming off of here. Kind of a lot. I mean, this measurement seems big to me to make these triangles if we're cutting down this much, but it is nice to have that excess just in case, your scant inch isn't, scant quarter inch isn't very good or something. You have that leeway. They just felt a little bit big to me, but it's okay. And then we're gonna lay them out. They make it, my guess is that it was an easy size to cut versus cutting like 2 3/8 inches or something like that. It was an easy square to cut, and it is nice to have it a little bit bigger so you can cut it down. Like, it's a little scary when this is supposed to be exactly the 1.5 inch perfect right now without trimming. That doesn't give much leeway. This way we can trim it so the size is perfect. And we want the size perfect because it's a lot of little pieces. It is kind of, Kathy, that's what I thought too. It's just a little more waste than I'd like. And a lot of these blocks that we've done before don't have this much waste. So I don't know. Usually we have like a little leeway, like a 1/4 inch leeway. Seems like plenty, but this we have like a good 1/2 inch. But oh well. All these patterns are different, and we're learning how different designers do different processes. And here's a case in point, too. So she's assembling all our star units individually. So, this is a star unit. We're going to assemble each of those separately and then put the 4 pieces together instead of doing it by rows, which is kind of what I normally do. I'm going to do it the way that she suggests, just because I don't usually do it that way, and I think this would be a good block to try that on. I think pressing will be a lot easier, because it looks like we're pressing away from our half square triangle, which will reduce bulk. So that seems like it would be easier to do it in this configuration versus going all the way across. So I think there definitely is reasoning on doing it this way. So that's what we're going to do. So, all right, I'm going to hop up to the iron. We need to press all these open and start trimming them down, and that'll take a little while. I think we got like 16 of these guys. So, all right, let's hop up here. I'm going to press to this side, which is kind of my dark side. So I'm going to press that way on every single one. And we'll just hang out here for a little. Let me know how your guys' Friday is going. I'm getting more and more New Yorky on the brain. I'm headed out to New York on Sunday, and I'm just super duper excited. I'm like figuring out clothing, and I'm figuring out snacks for the plane and everything. I made beef jerky today, so we can have it on the plane. And if we get hungry walking around and we don't want to necessarily grab food and stuff, we're not packed yet, but I am going to get packed up. I think early afternoon tomorrow. We got to run some errands. Yeah, you're allowed to take food and everything on the plane. You just can't take, you just can't take liquid. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring the beef jerky, and we have some olives and some cabbage. I know it all sounds weird, but it's, Whole30 compliant and all that, and I think it's gonna be just really yummy and good, and we're gonna feel good. We're not gonna feel all stressed out. Oh, and I'm gonna bring some tea bags too, and then just ask for hot water on the plane, and then I can have my own tea, which is nice. Yeah, so you can bring all that through security. We've never had any problem bringing our own food. I'm not sure if we're seeing any shows yet. We're kind of leaving that up into the air. They serve drinks, but they serve horrible drinks. Like, their coffee is always the worst, and I don't know. I guess we're being a little tea snobby, a little bit. I'm bringing I have some tea in bags, and I'm gonna just bring my own. Sometimes it's just nice to have your own stuff, and traveling is just such a stressful thing sometimes. So I like bringing my own food for that, and we might not even get any food, like only cookies or pretzels, which I can have. You can get water. Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask them for hot water. When we're on the plane. I'm not going to bring hot water on the plane. I'm just going to ask for it. Yes, we are. We're going to the fireworks. We're going to go, as far as what I think we're going to do, I'm pretty sure we're going to go sit on, FDR Drive, and watch them on the East River, doing it on the barges. Yeah, plane food is horrible, and plane food is non-existent. So I definitely don't want us to be all hungry, because with hungry and travel comes cranky, and I don't want us to be cranky. I don't want to start off on our trip being hungry and cranky and eating stuff that's going to give us horrible stomach aches. So so we usually bring our own stuff if we can prep it enough. We'll bring water bottles, but yes, hangry, exactly. We'll bring water bottles, but we won't fill those up, obviously, until we get through TSA and all that jazz. Here you get like 2 crackers. Yeah, $8. Exactly. Yeah, they have those packs that you can buy that are, cost money, but the only thing that's in there is, like chips and stuff. Yes, we'll arrive happier and richer. Absolutely. That is the plan. And the more we save on food on the airplane, the more delicious, yummy food we can buy when we're actually in New York. So the more food we can buy, or the more cookies we can buy at the farmer's market in New York or something. How about that? Or the prettier coffees we can buy. But yeah, so I have tea bags and the beef jerky and a couple hard-boiled eggs, so we get our protein, which is important. And then, I don't know, lately, I've been cutting up red cabbage, or like that purple cabbage, and it's so crunchy. Like, sometimes at like 3 o'clock or something, I just want chips or something. That or something crunchy. Eating that cabbage, just sounds ridiculous, but eating that cabbage like takes care of my crunch issue. So I think I'm gonna bring that, and it doesn't seem like it'll spoil. It's kind of like if you just pack a bunch of like some carrots with. Oh, you know what? I think I have carrots that I can cut up too. I just core it, so I cut it into quarters and then cut out that core, and then I just slice it sideways, so it's just like a bunch of big wiggly things. Cabbage is much better than lettuce. What are the fabric stores you're going to hit? I'm going to go to Pearl Soho. I haven't been there since they've moved. They used to have Pearl Patchwork and then Pearl, and now they've combined those. This is like 10 years ago. And yeah, I don't put any seasonings on. It's just raw. It's just something crunchy. I don't know. There's something about it. It's kind of one of my new favorite things, which is ridiculous, Cora. I've not had to snack on the Whole30. Kathy, that is exactly what's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to need to snack because you're eating enough food. So that's perfect. That's awesome. So yeah, so this is gonna kind of be, well, I don't know, flying. There's just a whole question mark. It's not like I want to snack a ton. It's just I want the food to be there if I need it, more than anything. But yeah. Okay, I think I was talking about two different things, and I lost what one of those things was. Sorry. Oh yeah, fabric stores. So we're gonna go to Pearl Soho, and then I'm gonna go to City Quilter, the City Quilter as well. That's actually pretty close to our hotel, I think. So Pearl Soho, I haven't been there since they've gotten the big combined store, and we sell product there, so I'm excited to see it there. I wanted to go to Pins and Needles, which is kind of on the Upper East Side. It's actually a few blocks from the Met, which is where we're going to go one of the days. So I was hoping to go there. All right, we're done pressing. I'm going to start cutting these. But I emailed her, the owner, and she's actually going to be closed the entire time we're there, so I'm not going to be able to get there. I'm kind of bummed about that, but oh well. Oh, that's where he works? That's where his, like, what do you call it? Like his beat? Or his precinct, or I guess I don't know what it's called. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so we'll be up there because I want to go to the Met. So I won't be able to go to Pins and Needles, which I'm so bummed about. I've been trying to get there for years, and I just haven't been to New York in forever. So I won't be able to go there, and I'm bummed about that. But hopefully we can start traveling more often, maybe. I don't know. We need to get some work there or something. So we have to travel more. Yeah, look at how much excess this is. Oh, well. So I'm lining this diagonal line here that's on my ruler to the diagonal of the half square triangle. And then cutting it down to 1.5 inches, which is quite a bit off. But look at that cute little square. All right, I'm going to start grouping the same pattern with, similar patterns together because they'll need to go together later. Yeah, tons of extra. But I'm excited for City Quilter. I've never been there, but I keep hearing people talk about it. The thing, it flipped, so in theory, I should just be able to wiggle it like that and it goes back. Let me know if it went back just then. But they produce, oh yes, we're back. Oh great, then I don't have to tip it up the whole time. We'll clean the paint off your hands, by the way. Ooh, tungsten oil. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, Suzanne, I'm gonna look at that. Sore neck flip. All right, good. I'm glad I only have to wiggle this a little now. I don't have to do the whole big flip up and flip down. But City Quilter produces their own New York fabric. I don't know if they produce it, but they carry it. I think it's exclusive to them though, so that means that they work with the manufacturer or something. But they have a bunch of just straight straight up New York based fabrics. And I think that might be fun to go see. Like, it'd be so fun to get like some Subway fabric or something like that. So I'm kind of, I've never been there. Their website is like the worst website that like ever existed, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on there. But I mean, from the image, it looks like kind of a typical fabric shop with all their bolts of fabrics and all that. But I'm excited to look at the New York fabric. Oh, it is their fabric. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so that's what I'm pretty excited about, that they're producing their own New York-based fabric. So I might have to get me some New York-based fabric that, you know, will probably sit on my shelf forever just looking pretty, just like how all these fabrics were too, but oh well. I'm trying not to buy a ton of stuff while I'm there, because first of all, I'd probably have to ship everything back. I'm not going to have a lot of travel room or anything like that, or any baggage room. I want to make sure that I get this kitty face, and I don't want to cut that out. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. John wants to find some shoes while he's there, so that's the only thing on the docket of buying. Only buy if it rates as a 9 or 10. Exactly. It's I'm totally in the life-changing magic of tidying up stuff. It better bring me a joy level of 9 or 10 exactly for me to get it. Yeah, I'm gonna be really picky. I'm kind of over, like, I'm still, my brain is in the mode of getting rid of all the stuff in my house mode, so it's gonna be a big question mark for me to actually add to the stuff. But I don't know, every once in a while you get that burning sensation of, oh my god, I need to have that right now. And I'm thinking New York is a likely place for that to happen. So we'll see. But that's not my goal at all. I mean, in theory, money's gonna just be going to food. Yummy food and coffees and all that. Yeah, it'll be a good place to go off of all that. Yeah, that's true. But again, it has to bring the joy, the joy. It can't just be kind of cool. It's gotta be straight up, oh my god, I can't live out without this. It's amazing. So I'm super excited. Ooh, I did get a new watch today, a new birthday watch for New York. It's I have to show this because I'm just kind of obsessed with it. It's Withings Activité Pop. It's French, but it's a tracker. So it tracks. This is my goal. So my fitness goals. So from like 0 to 100. Oh, I want to get a chance of kicking your blade. Oh, I'm gonna have to read it again. So I got it in this afternoon, so I didn't do a lot of steps, but you can write in the amount of steps that you want. Right now it's just set at 10,000, so this is 0% of 10,000, this is 100%, so I'm right at 50%. So you can watch it. You can wear it while you swim and run and stuff, and it'll automatically know if you're swimming or running or walking. It'll track all of that. And it runs on a battery like a normal watch, so you don't have to charge it every night or take it off every night. And since it's like waterproof and all that, I can just wear it all the time, which is the point. Oh, and it has a whole sleep tracker and alarm. Like I have my alarm set to 6:30. So if you want to check, if you don't have your phone, which has the app, and you want to check, if you can't remember when your alarm is, you just hold your hand for a few seconds, and then you tap it a little bit. I don't have the touch for it quite yet. Oh, there we go. So my alarm's set for 6:30. So that's reminding me that, hey, the alarm's set for them. I'm like so obsessed with it. And I got it. I got it before New York because I wanted to see how many steps we walk there, which is going to be a bajillion times 20. So this is my birthday present, and I love it. The other cool thing that it does is it's a sleep tracker too, and you can set an alarm. Oh, baby oil mineral will take the paint off your skin. Ooh, baby oil. I like that idea. I'll have to get some of that around. You'll hit that 100. Yeah, I'll hit like 20,000. That'll be rotating like the electric meter. Yeah, really fast. It's if you cut left to right when you trim the top. Oh, so like this? Oh, I've never used that before. I'll try it that way. It's with things. So you can like with and then INGS. It's a French brand. There's 3 versions of this. I have the cheapest one, which is the Activité Pop. It's kind of like a souped up swatch, actually. Like, remember swatches with the kind of plastic bands and stuff? It kind of has that feel for me a little bit, but it has the full tracker. Oh, did I tap it again? Oh, I must have tapped it a few times. But yeah, I kind of love it. Okay, so I'm gonna try cutting that way this time, so I don't nick the edge like what you're saying. I've never done that before, cutting in that direction. Yeah, there's my mom. Your husband has a watch fetish. Yeah, I saw this on some email that I got. Ooh, I don't know if I can. Ooh, I've never cut this way before. I did not. I'm not getting all of it. I don't know. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying doing it that direction because I get the concept of not nicking your corner. Yeah, I get that I'm nicking my corner every time I go over that corner. I'm just gonna have to get my hands used to it. So we'll give that a try. I think maybe if I change my angles like this a little bit versus like this, then I'm coming down this way. That might be more natural for my hands. So let's try that. But yeah, the other cool thing is that you can set your wake up time, and so that's like the buzzer that will go off. But you can set it so that that's your be all end all wake up time. But you can set a number of minutes that it will find out like what kind of sleep pattern you're in, and it will wake you up anywhere in that range from like an hour before to my be all end all, which I have set at 6:30. So I can set it to any amount of time with that in there, and it will wake me up. It'll know my sleep pattern in theory. I haven't tried this yet. And then it'll wake me up. Like if it feels like, oh, you'd probably wake up better right now, and it's 6:22, it will wake me up at 6:22 instead of 6:30 because of my certain sleep pattern at that time. And I can tell it if I want it to be like within 2 minutes or 1 minute or within an hour. Okay, that worked better. You can put a nick in your leg, then you would have a bad spot. Okay, so I'm going to do that. That worked easier this time, so I did that much better this time. I'm going to keep doing it that way with the going left to right, so I don't nick my corner there. But yeah, so I'm so excited about it, and I haven't used it yet overnight or anything, so I don't know how well that sleep thing is going to work. But I like that it's just a normal battery. It's like I don't know if it's a normal battery, but it's a replaceable battery that runs for like 8 months. It's not like an or an Apple Watch where you have to charge it every night, or a Fitbit thing where you have to charge it. Oh, was it $1 million? No, it was definitely not $1 million. It was in the like 100. It was like $120 or something like that. And then I think I got it on Amazon Prime, where it ended up being cheaper. Yeah, Fitbit. My Fitbit, I still have a Fitbit, but there's something wrong with it. Like, it keeps conking out, and so it's become unreliable, and I have to charge it every day. And this is a watch too, and it's like a watch that looks like a normal watch. It doesn't look like a tracker of anything. So I kind of what sold me. Like I haven't worn my Fitbit in a long time because I think it's just not working. And I've sent it in once before, but now it's way past the time I can send it back in, and so I haven't been using it anymore. But yeah, I'm so far I'm loving it. I'm not on the Fitbit, I don't think. It's been a couple of years that I've had it now, like 3 years or so, and it's just, I don't know. I might be able to get it to work again if I put some more time into it, but it's become a little unreliable for me. All right. We're just about halfway done cutting these. This is going to take a little bit with the Fitbit. Yeah, it just doesn't stay charged anymore, and it doesn't like it needs to always be charged, and I can't make it through the day, and it just doesn't function. Like it's just not functioning. Oh, didn't some burn people's skin? Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I loved it while it was working. But yeah, now there's some other neat things that are out there since I got it. All right, I'm getting used to cutting that way. So it's easy to pop off, and all right, those 4 are done. Working on this. The green light. Oh, and sensitivity to the band. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of scary. I didn't know about that. Yep, it is just mine just does not want to charge anymore. Okay, I'm not doing this reverse cut very well. I'm not getting, I think it's because I need to be, my phone's kind of in the way. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, maybe I'm definitely holding on to it. I'll see if I can get it working again sometime when I decide to sit down and figure that out. Or I'll email them again. The first time I had an issue with it, they sent me a new one, but I had to prove a whole pile of warranty stuff and all that. They didn't just send me a new one, like, nice customer servicey. I had to kind of prove it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like that it looks like a normal watch. And I like that I can leave it on in the shower and stuff. You can actually swim with it. It tracks your swimming. But yeah, I like that I can just leave it on because my other watch, the band, which I love, my other watch is so pretty. My husband got that for me a couple years ago for my birthday, so this is his second birthday watch to me. But my other one, yep, there are different colored bands. I just kind of like the plain one. And the bands are interchangeable too. You can get a bunch of different colors if you want. But my other watch, the leather band, it has the leather band and all this cool beading on it. Like, it's the coolest watch band ever. But I wear it all the time, so it just stretched out. It doesn't fit me anymore very well because it just got too stretched out, and it's just super gross now. I'd like to find a new nice band for that. Maybe I'll find that in New York somewhere. But I'm going to stick with this guy for a while now. But yeah, so this was oh, you know what? The other cool thing that came in the mail today? My add an eighth ruler. So this is much smaller than my other one. So this has that lip on it that's just like 1/8 of an inch big. There's the little lip. So next time I pick up my that Block 39, the circle one, I will have to break this guy out. But yeah, so it was a good mail day today. It was fun. Fun mail day. But yeah, I'm super excited for our trip. Feels like we haven't done anything like that in like a decade. You're turning us on to all the cool tours. The cool tours. So yeah, I keep buying stuff, and I'm trying to not have so many things around here. But they are. The things I am getting are definitely more useful these days. So that's nice. All right, those 4 are done. I think we just have 3 more. 3 more to go, then we can actually start sewing. Man, this is one of those things again. I always forget how long cutting takes. It was all day cutting yesterday and all day cutting today too. Oh well. I like the gray too. So the activity pop, which is this version of it. There's 3 different versions. This is the lowest end version. But this comes in 4 colors. So it's kind of a taupe. Like a taupe gray. Here, let me get it in focus again. So it's got like a taupe face and a taupe band. And then it also comes in like a navy blue, kind of like this blue, just a good blue. And the face is blue and the band. So the face and the band kind of match. And then it comes in a charcoal gray, which is basically black. And then it comes, so black face and black band, charcoal, dark charcoal. And then it has this really pretty coral color. Like it's almost, from far away, it kind of almost looks like this, like a really beautiful coral color. It's that color coral that I really kind of love. But for a piece of clothing that I'm going to wear all the time, I thought I'd get the beige, basically. But that coral color is awfully cute. And then it comes in 2 other styles. It comes in like a steel, like a metal band, a couple different types of metal band. That's not the activity pop. Those the activity something else, like activity steel or something. Basically the same thing, but different, fancier band. And then there's the super fancy one that, I don't know, is supposedly the watch part of it, the like mechanism part of it is better maybe, and yeah, there's a lot that we trimmed off, isn't it? I mean, it's definitely more excessive than some of our other blocks. So, I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, I had to double check to make sure that it cut down to this too, just because it was quite a bit. All right, I'm going to cut this way from now on. That makes so much sense, because this way I have this turned off, but this way I'm kind of nicking my my blade every single time, because I'm not going to be perfectly aligned with this yet, so I'm kind of nicking it, whereas this way I can just put it up against and go off. So yeah, I'm digging this. I have to get used to the feel of it, because I've never pulled towards me on a rotary cutter before. Oh, here's the last one. You need to add a quarter and add an eighth. I'm loving my add a quarter. I got that long add a quarter. Here, I'll show you. So my add a quarter one is this long. So this is going to work awesome on large pieces. And this one is teeny tiny. So quite a difference in size. But for those itsy bitsy bits, I think this is going to be way nicer. So we'll give that a try. Oops, did I cut yet? No. Yeah, the cutting towards me feels weird. Yeah, it's just definitely not something my body is used to yet. And the idea that you're pulling the blade towards you, even though it's not right at me, I'm kind of going at an angle. My grip and my hand just have to get used to it a little bit. Do you think a tiny add the quarter is good too? I think it's probably fine. I like the bigger one. Well, first of all, I didn't realize it came in 2 sizes, or different sizes, so I just got whichever one came up. So I got mine's 12 inches, I think. And I like that because if I have a longer piece, like for example, the heart block, some of those pieces are kind of a lot longer. So, and you know, the heart block is by no means a large paper piece. I mean, there's large paper piece patterns out there. So I'm thinking that one is nice because I can use it for those large things. And then if I end up with a lot of teeny tiny pieces, that add an eighth is going to come in handy. Really liking doing the HSTs. Oh, your mom, mom's way you rock. Yeah, I'm really liking that way too. It really speeds up the hexy process, I think. And then you don't have so many ends everywhere and all that. Did you get the add an eighth for your paper piecing projects? Yes, so that's why I got it. It's for the paper piecing. Most specifically for when I have the tiny pieces, like in the last block 39, there's all those tiny ones. Then it should reduce how much seam allowance I'm trying to sew through, because I just won't have that much seam allowance there, because in theory it will, you know, unless I'm doing like 1/8" pieces that are all on top of each other, but that's unlikely. But yeah, so I'm reducing the seam allowance that's going to be in the way. All right, we are cut. Let's kind of lay this thing out and let's just start sewing. All right, let's. Yeah, I mean, I think they're unnecessary, the add a quarter rulers, because you can just use this. You can just use a ruler and measure 1/4 inch each time. But it did speed up the process, and it did take the thinking and precision out, which is the beauty of paper piecing, that you don't have to deal with that precision. The precision's built in. So it did get rid of me having to line up that 1/8 inch or that 1/4 inch every single time. You can just go bloop and cut, and you know. So that makes it like way more relaxing. So all right, let's lay out some of these. I'm using the diagram to kind of put these in an order. I'm not worried about the pattern. I kind of want the pattern to go all over the place. Yeah, that block was getting 8 layers thick, exactly. It was just getting kind of crazy, so the add an eighth. That's why I didn't work on it that third day when I could have. I worked on finishing up a different block instead, because I wanted to wait for the eighth. Oh, your daughter is prime. She ordered it for you. That's a nice daughter. All right, I am just kind of randomly laying these out. I might not put this one in the upper left-hand corner. It might go somewhere else, but I thought I'd kind of put a sewing assembly line together. I mean, we don't really have that much time. Maybe I should just sew one up and see what it looks like. I was going to sew all the pieces together, and then when I do the horizontals, do those individual things. But I don't know, looking at the time, I don't know if I'll have time to do all that, but we'll give it a go. We're going to sew tomorrow too, so maybe I will just stick to my plan. I'll try and sew everything, all the little bits, and then trim, and then just keep going. I don't know. We'll see. I seam drip this block so many times. Oh no, that's no fun. What was going on? Just wasn't ending up, like scant 1/4 inch was off or something. That's what I'm a little nervous about. We're gonna try hard this time for that though. My scant 1/4 I think has improved since the last time we did a block like this, but not sure. All right. Let's go this way. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about this scant 1/4, getting that, so it's okay. I may be pulling out a lot of, that doesn't go that way. I may be getting the seam ripper out too. Here, let me tilt this down so you guys can see down here. This is what I love though, like see how big this is? I mean, this is like 12 inches big. It's just gonna go suck right up into the small little block once we get our seams going. This background is so wacky. Oh, thanks! Yeah, it's crazy town, but I think it's fun. Oops. This guy. There we go. Let's go this way so it's different. My kitty blocks. Oh, that's why you had to take it out a few times, just directionally challenged. Yeah, I'm feeling that way quite a bit now. Ooh, I want this one, so he's right side up, the little kitty head. That's the right direction. Yeah, okay. There we go. Nah, I'm gonna sew yet. I'm just gonna get these kind of laid out, and I think I'm definitely gonna sew. We won't finish sewing by any means, but I am gonna get some of it going. This way. There we go. Oops. Okay, so we're kind of laid out. I'm gonna treat these as separate groupings. So I'm gonna chain stitch. So I'm gonna sew all of the first 2 rows of everything, and then I'll sew the 2 to the next one on all of them, and then I'll have all my. That's all I'm gonna do. Then I'll have my 3 strips of everything, my 3 strips of all these, and then tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully we get that far tonight, but then tomorrow we'll sew the chunks together and then sew all 4 together. So, all right, that's the plan at least. I think it's gonna look fun. It's so wacky. All right, over here. Oh, I should have laid it out a little bit closer to the sewing machine, but oh well. Yeah, this is where the mistakes happen, is kind of where I'm kind of trying to keep track of everything. Yeah, that's going to be the challenge for sure. I'm a little nervous about that, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, turn this guy on. Yeah, I tend to get a little lost during this too. My mom's really good at not getting lost doing this. I don't quite know how she does that, but we're going to give it a go. Oh, bobbin, you know what? That might be worth. You know what? We're gonna wing it. Thanks, Kathy. So, luckily the bobbins have been. I'm using. Oh, I started taking a pic on your phone. That's a good idea. I think I can get this, but I'll definitely take a photo of this before I put it away for the night, so I can know what's going on for sure. I always have to remember what edge I'm supposed to sew. That's the part that I get a little tripped up on. All right, so here's my scant quarter. I'm gonna trust my scant quarter. We'll see how well that works. I know, they're tiny, tiny pieces. All right, and the trick is going to be, can I sew a straight line this entire time too? All right. This is where concentration time is kicking in. Luckily, I think the starching all these has really, really helped, though. I'm going to just keep stitching so I can make sure that's straight. They all feel the same stiffness, so I think they're going to hold together pretty well. The nice thing about chain piecing is that as long as when I cut all these, I cut them in the same order and place them right away, then I should be okay with them all ending up in the right spot again. That's the plan, at least. See how well that works. Oh, my tiny pieces. Yeah, so as far as, like I'm trying not to buy a bunch of stuff when I'm in New York. Like there's this bookstore, I don't know, have you guys heard of Kinokuniya bookstore? It's a Japanese bookstore, but it's got the best ever craft books. They're all those wacky, crazy Japanese craft books. It's kind of the best place on earth. I'm not sure I'm even gonna go. Because it's one of my favorite places there, but I've I'm actively not trying to buy books, and I know if I go there, I'm gonna want to buy all the books. You'd lose it there. Yeah, I'm with you, Cora. So I think since we're not going to be in New York very long, I'm thinking we might not even go there. Reduce the temptation. Exactly. There's other places, like there's a couple other stores that will be harder, but they're way higher end stores, so it's a lot easier not to buy stuff. But with that store in particular, I'd be coming back with, ooh, you must have a book, Yoko Sato. Yoko Sato, that sounds so familiar. I feel like I know that for some reason. But yeah, pretty dangerous, that store. You must buy a book. Guess if you do enough of these, like your mom. Well, I mean, with this block with all these tiny pieces, we've had the butterfly block, and we've had, oh, okay, I'm gonna look her up. What is it? Yuko Sato. That's what it was, right? I'm gonna write that down. For the quilter. We talked about her here before. Is that why? She makes a lot of purses and embroiders. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. You scanted. Oh, you scanted too much. Oh, and your points don't match up. See, the points are what I'm a little worried about, but I won't have to deal with that until I do my rows together. This part, I don't have to worry about it so much. What I'm really focusing on here is sewing straight and sewing that scant quarter. When we did the checkerboard block, I really focused on that scant quarter, trying to get that done well, and I measured each block, and I measured each subunit, and way more than I ever would have done before, but that was my objective for that one, the checkerboard block. I think it was block 10 or block 12, one of the two. I worked really hard at perfection for that one, and it took forever. Like, it took way longer than it should have, just because I was being really tedious with it. But I think I learned a lot from that, and just all the blocks after that. I'm definitely getting better at this scant quarter. I think my blocks get closer and closer to that 6.5 inches each time, which has been awesome. But it really has been this scant quarter focus. It's been that was a huge realization when I started this, that like, oh wow, I can't sew a straight line and I can't sew a scant quarter. We're gonna need to improve on that. So hopefully this is going okay. Alright. Here we go. You need a New York book, way cheaper to buy a book than to be at home sad. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end up at Kinokuniya bookstore. It's just, I know it to be a dangerous place. Oh, Yoko Seito. Yoko Seito. Alright, got it written down correctly now. Thanks. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's a good store, that's for sure. My other, I mean, they have stores all over, though. They're in San Francisco and stuff, too. Kinokuniya. That's the drug of choice, books. Yeah, I hear ya. I'm getting better at getting library books, that's for sure. But I am still buying books. The other store that I just love when we visit New York is ABC Home. That place is full of gorgeousness all over. But there, everything's too expensive for me to actually buy. so it's a slightly safer store for me to walk into. Alright, we are almost done with row 1. Yeah, this is going much faster than I thought. I think we will get our 3 rows together, our rows of 3, I guess I should say, together tonight. I don't know if we'll press them all. I don't think we'll press them tonight, but I think we'll get them sewn, because this is the last one right here. So we just have to put these onto our other one, and then we're done. Ooh, this one doesn't look very scant. Oh well. If one's off, then oh well. All right. So now here's where I gotta keep it in order. Sometimes the Cato books are 40% off at Connecting Threads. Ooh, I'll have to check into that. Yeah, that was fast. That was faster than my usual, so that makes me feel good. All right, so I'm gonna cut these in order, just because I need them to end up in the right spot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But this is, we're gonna start shrinking up our pieces here, which is just so funny. I just gotta be real clear on what I'm sewing before I sew it, so I don't mess it up. You know, maybe I should press them at the same time as I do this. That might be a good idea. Then I won't have to press it later. I think we're gonna do that. Why not? So I'll leave you guys here, but I think I'm gonna press and open at the same time. I know I'll have to press it again, but this might make it go faster later, and I'll just go super fast here. Then they'll all be flat as I go. There, like that. And this one goes to the inside. Oh, we flipped. All right, let's shake this guy a little bit. All right, let me know if we got turned back around. If we're back to normal. Seems like I can just shake it a little and then it should. Oh nope, we're still wrong. Okay. Well, why don't I tilt you up this time? Shake, shake, shake. There's my pressing. Good? Okay, great. Yeah, I think I like pressing these. I think this is going to be helpful. I'm pressing them in the direction that it wants me to press them in right away. Which is towards the square. Barely tilt. Okay, I'll barely tilt next time. There, see, this is much nicer, flatter, dealing with the flatness right away. It's wasting a little time now, but it's time that I won't have to deal with later, so that's, or as heavily, and it'll make my life easier now. I like the kitty. Alright, scooching up here. Alright. And I think I will still try and, we'll go over a little tonight, but I think I am going to still try and sew these next pieces. Because once I get my triads together, I guess, I think I'll be in good shape for not getting lost in my sewing again. What goes where. So I'm going to shoot for getting all these sewn tonight. That went pretty fast, so I think we'll be able to whip through it pretty quickly. Especially without these flopping all around unpressed. Alright, just a few more to go. Doing this little guy over here now. I like this fabric still. I've been using that a lot lately. I'm actually don't have much left of it. That's what I kind of have to do now. I'm kind of at the stage, I mean, we're almost halfway. I'm kind of at the stage where I need to start assessing, where's this go? Right there. I need to start assessing the fabric I have left, and making sure I don't use up all my fabric, that I only have a tiny little bit left. Like, for a little while, I should make stuff out of other stuff, unless it clearly calls for that fabric that I only have a little bit of. I think I need to start doing that as a strategy. Otherwise, I'm going to be out of important fabric real soon here. That's still looking right, I think. Okay, I think I just have 5 more here. Or 4 more. 4 more. Stay in your place. There. I started with yards. Oh, and you've barely made a dent. Yeah, I know. Isn't it something? It's kind of amazing at how little fabric these projects take. And by these projects, I mean quilts in general. That other quilt that I made before I started the Splendid Sampler, where I sliced the quilt all over the place, I used hardly anything for that. For that quilt, I went into it like, oh, I'm going to use up scraps, and I'm going to empty this whole bin of scraps, and it doesn't look like I used anything from that scrap bin whatsoever. It was a fail as far as using up fabric goes, that's for sure. Visibly using up fabric, which scares me because I can see a whole lot of fabric in my house. So the fact that making stuff barely uses any of it kind of freaks me out. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. All right, 2 more, then we're ready to sew again here. Okay, 1 more. You go this way. Yeah, this is definitely the area that confusion sets in for sure. That's why I definitely want to sew these 3rd pieces on. After that, I think we're fine. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, now we grab our 2 pieces to our 1 piece, and that's what we're gonna sew together. So, all right, I think we can do it. Normally I'd sew these in rows, kind of, but again, we're sewing. Ultimately, we're gonna sew each quadrant separately, and then we're gonna sew those quadrants together. So that's kind of why we're doing it like this. And I think it's probably a good idea for this block for sure. All right, here we go. Let's hope we do these all in the correct way. So when we sew the rows of 3 together, that's when we're really going to have to look at our points to make sure we're matching our points. And hopefully we're getting that with our scant quarter. After we do these thirds, we could actually measure to see how well we're doing the scant quarter. You have to be lying to them. That's the first block. All right. Next. This has been so helpful, though, having the business card here to just butt it up against for the scant quarter. And now I sort of know where within this presser foot the scant quarter is, just because I've done it a lot now. But this has helped so much, having that business card taped to the scant quarter. That's helped more than drawing a line on my machine and all that. It was a great suggestion. I don't know who suggested it, but someone here suggested it. I know, I can't believe we got this far tonight either. It was a lot of trimming. I mean, if we didn't have to do all the cutting, we would have been done with this a long time ago. But yeah, it's coming together. I think we'll finish it tomorrow, which is pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. It's nice to get not only a block done before the next block is released, but a block done before we head out of town. So I'm gonna miss the new block, which I'm a little bummed about. So we'll have to, and then by the time I get back, it'll be a new block day. So we're completely 100% missing we're gonna miss a whole block. So I'll have to pick that up at some point. I don't know how we'll do that. Have to figure that out. Figure that out yet. I really do think the starch is helping that best press starch at getting these pieces, like throwing these pieces on top of each other faster and getting them set ready to sew faster. I think that starch is really helping. It's not getting caught in the machine at all. It's just nice and sturdy, it feels like, for all this sewing. So I'm happy with that. I think the checkerboard block was the first time I used starch, but it was just that flatter, which I still love. The flatter smells so good, and it helps a little. But I think that's probably better for clothing, maybe. The Best Press worked much better, noticeably better. Like, you can tell a difference at making the fabric stiffer. All right, we're done with the first two of them. Now I just have these two left, so we're just about done here. Yeah, I would totally recommend that, using starch for this block. I mean, these pieces are so small, it's really a test in accuracy. It's like the checkerboard block. That was my test for accuracy. This is that with half square triangles, which just adds a level of, a level of difficulty and more need for precision. You wouldn't think with all these, it's just like some squares sewn together, but yeah, it's crazy, the precision that's still needed. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this one very well when we started. And actually, the block number 2 is basically this block, but a different half square triangle configuration, isn't it? I think it's just almost, I think maybe there's a few less half square triangles, like half the amount of half square triangles maybe, but it is real close to this block. And I can tell you, if I compare this block to block number 2 with those butterflies, is it block 2? Maybe it's block 3. I think it's block 2. This should be greatly improved, I'm thinking. I'd like to think so, at least. I think I've improved since then. This has been a lot of, this has been like a crash course in all things sewing and quilting. Well, not all things sewing, but all things quilting, this Splendid Sampler. Plus the applique and all the embroidery and the paper piecing and English paper piecing now too. It's just been a course. How did you know where to put the card? Trial and error. I think I got it there over several blocks worth. And, when I'm done with a block or when I'm done with a few units, like this one, I could have measured the units to see if it was the right size. And if it wasn't the right size, if it was a hair big or a hair small, then I would move my business card here. So far, it's been okay, I think, and we'll test it again after we're done here. But yeah, it just I had to sew some things together using it and then measure, press it open and measure until it was in just the right spot. And I'm trying to sew straighter lines too, because I would always kind of like go whoop towards the end. I would let go, and then my ends would be kind of swooped off, which would curve all my strips, and I'm trying to get better at that as well. So a few things that I would have never thought of before, because they seem so basic, like sew a straight line, that I've been actively trying to improve while I do the Splendid Sampler here, and I think I have a little bit, or I'm at least paying attention to it more so I can improve. All right, that's it. Let's cut these guys apart. All right. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're a little over. I'm tempted to press these open though as I go again. You know what? I think I'm gonna. That worked so nicely with this first part, and then it's gonna feel like we're so much farther along. I'm doing it. It's just gonna It's gonna feel good getting it that far. Then tomorrow, all we'll have to do is press them, or all we'll have to do is sew them together. So, all right. Wow, that triangle got even smaller. It's gonna be so little. All right. I'm pressing so that they go towards these pieces. So I should show you how I'm pressing. I'll do that on the next segment, or the next quadrant. So, all right, here's these guys. So the next one, I'll kind of show you how I'm pressing so that it's always on this side. I think this fabric's awesome. It's so wacky. All right, those look like they're in the right position still. Okay, so let me show you. I think we can go just right there. Will work just fine. So to make sure that I'm pressing towards the non-half square triangle side, I'm always putting that piece on the top. So I'm just going like there, so it's on the top, pressing just the seam, and then I'm flipping it over and then pressing it open. And by having that piece on the top, always, that's going to basically guarantee that that's the direction that my seam allowance is going to go. This goes this way. So then for the middle piece, which is different, I don't want to sew it. So it looked like this last time with the one piece on top, but that's not how we're going this time because we still want it pressed towards there. So we are still going to put that piece, the part that we want it pressed towards, we're putting that on top. So this time we have the two pieces on top. So I'm just going to press that whole thing. And then when we open that up, there. So it'll be pressed towards the center. So those are the two different ways I'm pressing. See, now they're both towards the center. Are these the same either way? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, I'll do the last one, then I'll tilt you guys down again. So that one, I'm putting that one up again. I think I like them in the quadrants that I have going on here. Let's shimmy this over here. All right, and like that. All right, I'm gonna tilt you guys back down. Now we're gonna have like super tall, skinny guys until we sew them together. All right, pressing that side. I like this pressing as I go, even though it's kind of taking up time, but I think it's going to help overall. It's going to help me store it at least and keep track of what's what. Or remember how wide this used to be? It used to be this wide. Oh, we flipped. Oh, am I off somewhere? Something's not right? I think we're right. Let's I'll just keep pressing and we can check. All right, here's this guy. One more on him. We're getting there. So in theory, I should be measuring these segments, and if they're off, I should be seam ripping it and doing it again, but I'm not going to do that. That's what I did. Oops, that's wrong. That's what I did in that checkerboard block. I measured every single, like when I measured the two, or when I sewed the two together, I measured those, and if it wasn't right, I was going to seam rip it and take it out and adjust my seam allowance, my scant quarter, and that precise. And for something this size, with all these little pieces, in theory I should be doing that as well for this, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just hope that my scant quarters is better and my straight lines are better, and this will be kind of the test without measuring every single little piece, which sounds horrible. All right, one more after this one. All right, you can go there, and we just have the one left. Let's trim the reader off of there, and this way. This red is so bright. I kind of love it. Okay, and whoop, this way. Not one wrong. Oh, I paid very close attention to this time around. But this could have easily gone bad. If I would have stopped, like we're quite a bit over. If I would have stopped, I would have been way confused. I needed to kind of get it to this point. They're all rotating this way. Okay. All right, there we are. That's where we're at for tonight. Tomorrow we'll put together, each individual segment. We'll sew this together, that together, that together, that together. We'll have the nested seams because the seam allowances are pressed in the opposite direction, which will be great. And then I think we press everything open from here on out, which I hate to do, but we'll do it anyway to reduce bulk. So that's the deal. I know they're skinny. That's cute. They're skinny, lanky teenager blocks. I love that. That's a cute way of saying it. Because it just gets sucked up when we sew the seam allowances. Because remember, this is like 12 inches long, and now it's this, and we haven't done it this way yet, so it's really tall, which is kind of funny. It looks like it looks like the proportions on the camera are wrong, and it's the ratio is wrong, and it's stretching the screen, but that's not what's happening. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna flip you around, and we will call it a night. Here we are. So this is how little they are. They're so small. I'm excited we got this far, though. I wasn't quite sure we'd get here, especially with all that trimming. So yay! I'm pretty excited. So tomorrow will be my last evening, and that is totally dependent on me packing earlier. If tomorrow gets away from me and I haven't packed yet by the time it's time for scoping, I may not be on, but that's not the goal. The goal is we're getting up early, and I'm going to be doing all that right away. So this will be my last thing tomorrow night before going to bed, and then hitting the plane. So, all right, guys, this will be at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube. Tomorrow morning. And you know what? I'm going to put a link, because I'm so obsessed with it, I'm going to put a link to my watch in there if you guys wanted to find out more info on it, just because I'm way in love with it. And I'll let you know how the sleep thing works. If it wakes me up tomorrow, we'll see. It's the test. So, all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again for coming in on your Friday. I sure do appreciate it. Good night, all. Night, Corin.